Hello children, I hope all of you are fine and being home and staying safe. Okay, today we will have a second class in a pair of linear equations for class 10. Okay, in the first class we saw how to solve a pair of linear equations graphically, right? Today we are going to discuss the algebraic methods for solving a pair of linear equations. There are three methods for solving a pair of linear equations algebraically. Let us have the first method, which is known as the substitution method. Then the second method is known as elimination method. And the third method is known as cross multiplication method. Okay. Now, the three methods that are solving a pair of linear equations algebraically are substitution method, elimination method, and cross multiplication method. So, today we will discuss the substitution method. What is the meaning of substitution? Substitution means instead of, correct? We have substitution classes in school, right? Where a substitute teacher comes to take the place of a teacher who is absent, right? Just like that, here we are going to solve a pair of linear equations by substituting the value of one variable to get the value of the second variable. Okay, let us have an example. Now the first thing, let us say the first equation is x plus y equal to 12, right? Let us mark this as first equation. Just say the second equation that is given is x minus y is equal to 4. So this is my second equation. We will name the first equation as 1 and the second equation as 2. Now what we have to do is find the value of either x or y from the first equation and substitute that value in the second equation, right? So let us go in to find the value of x from the first equation. So from 1, what does that imply? We have x is equal to 12 minus y. Do you understand? I have transposed y to the other side and got it as 12 minus y. So mark this as 3. Now this value I am going to substitute in my second equation. Always remember children, when you find the value of x from one equation, you must substitute that value in the next equation, never in the same equation. So let me substitute 3 in 2. So if I am going to substitute this value in the second equation, what will second equation become? It will become, instead of x, I am going to put 12 minus y, right? Then put minus y equal to 4. So I have not changed the second equation. Instead, I substituted the value of x in the second equation. Now solve this. What does this become? This will become 12 minus 2y equal to 4, right? So what does that imply? Minus 2y is equal to 4 minus 12. So what does that imply? Minus 2y is equal to minus 8. Cancel the sign. So what do you get? That implies y is equal to 8 by 2, which will get 4. Once we have got the value of y, we can substitute that value in this equation to get the value of x. So how will that become? Therefore, x is equal to 12 minus 4. And what is 12 minus 4? 8. So what is the answer that I have got for this equations? I have got x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 4. So I have solved the pair of linear equations by the substitution method. Did you understand? I'll just give a recap. When we have two equations given, what we can do is name the first equation as 1 and the second equation as 2. Then find the value of x from the first equation. How do I do that? I keep x on the side and transpose y to the other side. So I get x is equal to 12 minus y. Now this value has to be substituted in the next equation, which is the second equation. So when I substitute x value in the second equation and solve it, I get the corresponding value for y. Then substitute that value in any one of the equations. It is simplest here, right? So when you do it, you'll get the corresponding value of x. Have you understood? Shall we go through one more example? Okay. Now, one more example for the substitution method. Just say I have an equation like this. I say s minus t equal to 3. Okay. And we have s by 3 plus t by 2 equal to 6. Just say you had two equations like this. So as usual, we'll name this as 1 since it is in the simple form. Now this equation can be simplified further, right? Because the left hand side is having fractions. So how do I get rid of the fractions? I must find the common denominator or the LCM. So when I find the LCM, what is the LCM for 3 and 2? We get it as 6. Now 3 will go into 6 how many times? Twice. So into 2 you'll get 2s plus 2 will go into 6 how many times? 3 times. So into 3 you get 3t, which is equal to 6. So now you cross multiply. What will you get? 2s plus 3t equal to 36. Now it is in the simple form. So let us mark it as 2. Have you got it? Now we can see which equation to select to get the value of s. Now this is simpler. So shall I get the value of s from the first equation? So what does 1 imply? It will become s is equal to 3 plus t. Mark it as third equation. Now substitute this value in the second equation. So what do you get? Substituting s is equal to 3 plus t in 2. What will you get? So 2 into, instead of s I am going to put 3 plus t plus 3t equal to 36. Have you got it? Now distribute this value. What will you get? 2 3s are 6 plus 2t plus 3t equal to 36. Have you got it? So you get 6 plus 5t equal to 36. So what does that imply? You get 5t is equal to 36 minus 6. Are we okay? So that implies 5t is equal to 30. That implies t is equal to 30 by 5, which is 6. So I have got the value of t as 6. Once I have got the value of t, I can substitute in this equation to get the corresponding value of s. So what will s become? Therefore, s is equal to 3 plus t. So 3 plus 6, which is equal to 9. So what is the answer that I have got? S is equal to 9 and t is equal to 6. So I have solved the pair of linear equations by the substitution method. I hope you have understood this method. Okay, now let us go to the second method. The second method was known as the elimination method, correct? Okay. Now what is the meaning of elimination? Elimination method. What's the meaning of elimination? Elimination means to get rid of completely, correct? Elimination means to get rid of completely. So we are going to eliminate one variable so that we can get the value of the second variable. Okay, now let us write down one example like this. Just say you have x plus y equal to say 12 and x minus y equal to 8. Okay, it's two equations, any two equations. Now what I'm going to do is, we have to study the coefficients of both the variables. In the coefficients of x in both the equations is 1 and 1. So if I add both the equations, what will I get? 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Here if I take the coefficient of y, it is plus 1, and the coefficient of y in this case is minus 1. So if I add both the equations, 1 minus 1 will become 0. So I think we can go in for adding both the equations. So if I add both the equations, what will happen? X plus x will become 2x. 1y minus y will cancel out, is equal to 12 plus 8 equal to 20. Have you got it? So what does that imply? X is equal to 20 by 2, which is 10. Have you got it? So we have got the value of x. Isn't it simple? Now we can substitute this value in either of the equations to get the corresponding value of y. Let us substitute in the first equation. Therefore, it becomes 10 plus y equal to 12. That implies y is equal to 12 minus 10, y is equal to 2. So we have got the value of x as 10 and y as 2 by the method of elimination. Isn't it easy? This thing, what did I do? I studied the coefficients of both the variables, and I found that if I add both the equations, the y will cancel out. So I added it and found the value of x. After finding the value of x, that I have substituted in either of the equations to get the corresponding value of y. Shall we see one more example? Yes. So the second example that we can see is, we can have, just say, 2x plus 3y equal to 16. Okay, and 3x plus 4y equal to 24. Just two equations like this. Here we find that both x and y variables are not the same in both the equations. So not possible to solve it by either adding or subtracting. If I add or subtract, still I will have x and y, and so it is not going to help. So how would I make the coefficient of one variable the same? I'll make a small adjustment. I'll mark this equation as 1 and this as 2. Okay. Now if I multiply the first equation by what? 3. What will I get? 3 2s are 6. And the second equation by 2. So do you understand? I am multiplying this equation by this coefficient and this equation by this coefficient. So in that case, what will it become? Both the coefficients of x will become 6. So that is the adjustment that I am doing. So when I multiply for x, I have to multiply for the whole equation, right? Otherwise the value will change. So let us multiply. So what will you get? 3 2s are 6 plus 9y equal to 48. Correct? Always multiply the constant also. Now this is what the first equation has become. And what is the second equation going to become? 2 3s are 6x plus 8y equal to 48. Okay, have you got it? So we have got both the equations. Now if I add, I will get 6 plus 6, 12. So that is not possible. So I am going to subtract. When you subtract, the sign will change for the second equation. Minus into plus will become minus. Minus into plus will become minus. Minus into plus will become minus. So actually, literally what we are doing is changing the sign of the second equation. So that will become 6x minus 6x will cancel out. Now look at the new sign. What will you get? 9y minus 8y is 1y equal to, look at the new sign, 48 minus 48 equal to 0. So I have got the value of y as 0. Have you understood? After getting this value, I can substitute this in one of the equations to get the corresponding value of x. Let us substitute y is equal to 0 in 1. So what will I get? You'll get 2x plus 0 equal to 16. So x is equal to 16 by 2, that is equal to 8. So what is the answer I have got? I have got x value as 8 and y value as 0. Did you understand the method of elimination? Isn't it simple, children? Yes. So I have given you some homework for today. I would like you to complete it. There will be sums to solve two sums by the method of using the graph, and the second one will be by substitution method, and the third sum will be to solve the sums by the elimination method. Okay, have a nice day and be home, stay safe. Thank you.